What's up everyone, Vitaly here, and in this video I'm going to explain to you what a niche is, how to choose one that's profitable, and the end result of what it can look like when it turns into a profitable online business. Let me just quickly show you the end result of what I just explained, which is one of my online businesses, a niche website called The Nature Seeker, which in the last 30 days received over 70,000 visitors, and in the last 30 days it's also made over 1,800 in this amount and this over here, which are two different ways that I monetize this particular website. Now that is an example of what a niche business looks like. I also have social media pages for it, a Pinterest page, a Facebook page, a YouTube channel, and this is something that you can build as well. But we have to get started from the get-go with understanding what a niche is first, how to choose one, and then kind of a blueprint of how to build that up into what you see here or potentially more. And that's what I'm going to be talking to you about in this video in depth. Now, before I get into all of that, let me just say that if you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Vitaly, and I'm someone that makes money online for a living through this website that you see here, as well as other projects that I run online. And I share my information and knowledge with you through this YouTube channel. So if you enjoy this content, like, share, and subscribe. Ask me questions, leave a message if you want to. But I will also say that I'm going to leave a link below this video in the description that is very important for anyone that's new or struggling to doing all of this stuff to help you do this. It provides you with a beginner course that is a case study first on how it is that I do all of this very in depth on top of what I'm going to be teaching you in this video. Second, it's going to provide you with an action plan to start using, to start following in my footsteps and building your own niche business. And the third thing is a learn as you learn model, so you can actually start earning as you learn to do all of this and apply what's being taught. So check that out below if you're interested. But then getting back into the main subject of this video, let me first cover the subject of what a niche actually is. So a niche is basically a specific kind of subject that is a branch of a major topic. So let's choose three major topics that pretty much everyone knows and has heard about: health, wealth, and love. These are general topics which have all sorts of different segments and branches of topics that are based off that. And typically I find that people choose one of those three generalized topics, which can have more competition, much more vagueness behind them, which is why when you choose a niche, try to choose something that's a bit more specific. So instead of travel, nature travel. Instead of health, how to lose belly fat. Instead of love, how to, for example, have a successful marriage or something like that. Notice that the examples that I gave, which are branches off that, are way more specific than the general one-word subjects that are out there. So that is what basically a niche is. Now, the second thing is, how do you choose a niche, a profitable one at that? Well, I find that most people typically go for what other people suggest, sort of like a top 10 list. They see which ones are the most profitable, and then they select a niche based off that. That can work, but I find that in a majority of cases it doesn't, because if you have no interest in the niche, it's going to be hard for you to work long term or hard enough on it to actually build that into a profitable online business. What's way better in my experience is to first choose a niche that you actually love and then filter that out based on its profit potential. So what I typically recommend people do is to follow a very simple exercise where you choose three different niches that you actually love and label that with a 1 to 10 number, where 1 is something that you're not interested in and 10 is something that you just absolutely love. So let me give you my personal examples just to illustrate how this short exercise works. Let's say, love nature travel. I'm going to put a 9 on that. Then there's going to be drones. I'm going to put a 4 on that. Then I'm going to choose something like martial arts. I'm going to put a 6 number on that. So based off that list alone, the nature travel is the one that I'm going to go with because that is the most interesting to me, and that's where I'm going to start. In your case, you might have completely different niches than I have, which is totally fine, but the key is to use a simple exercise like this to actually find something that you love. So after you're done with that, then you can start looking at things like how profitable is it. And generally speaking, just about every niche that's out there is profitable. You can promote affiliate products, you can run ads on your site, you can promote your own services and things of that nature. Pretty much every niche that I've seen, and I've been involved in many different ones over the years, they all have some kind of profit potential. But if you have any questions about it, leave it below this video. So once you're done with that, what is the next step? Well, the next step is to actually start building some sort of foundation on the chosen niche that you have to turn that into an online business. Now, there are different ways to get started with it. You can create a YouTube channel on that niche. You can create a social media page. You can create a website. I would recommend that you start with a website because that serves as kind of like your main headquarters where people will go to. Now, I do recommend that you also create a YouTube channel and social media pages to get more traffic in those spaces and lead them back to your website. But ultimately, the starting point is a website. So in my particular case, I have my Nature Seeker website that I run, which is my headquarters. Now, the way I get traffic to the website is from multiple different sources. I have Pinterest traffic coming in. Here's my Pinterest account for the Nature Seeker. Here's a Facebook page. I also have a TikTok page, a YouTube channel for the Nature Seeker. And if I actually look at a traffic breakdown of the visitors that come to my website, you'll notice that there are different traffic sources. So most of the people that find my website are in Google, then there's Facebook, there's Bing, DuckDuckGo, Yahoo, Pinterest. I'm aiming to bring up these numbers from all of these places because the more people that come to my website, the more money I can earn. And that's the last thing that I want to talk about, which is besides the traffic coming into your website, how do you actually monetize that? Well, the answer to that is you create content on the niche that you chose because that content is going to be something that people find interesting. So if you, for example, are like me and you create a nature website, you should talk about popular places, national parks, popular hikes, the best hiking shoes for so-and-so type of person, hiking gear like, hiking poles or the best backpacks, things of that sort. And when you talk about these things, you should also create similar content on places like YouTube, on Pinterest. For example, I just recently published a post about the 25 incredible fall foliage trips in the US, and this is steering people back to my website. And so when you create this content and you spread it through different places out there like Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, and so on and so forth, you will get more attention to your website and visitors to your website, which ultimately reflects what you see over here. Because when people come to your website, that's when you can start turning your niche website, your niche business, into an actual profit generating business. And so in my particular case, the way that I do that is through things like affiliate marketing. I promote different kinds of outdoor products on my website. I also promote travel offers, which is where this income report comes through. I also run ads on the website, which is not affiliate marketing. It's connected to a company called Mediavine. They put ads on my site, and the more visitors I get to my website, the more those ads display and the more the company pays me as a result of that. That's what these income reports illustrate. You can also do some consulting stuff if you're an expert in something. So that is basically a breakdown of the whole niche process and how to turn it into an online business, a profitable one. And I hope that this video was very informative when it comes to that. To finish up, I just want to say once more that if you're new or struggling and you want to get started with everything that I've shared with you here, check out the link in the description of this video, which showcases a beginner course with an action plan, a case study, and an earn as you learn model that'll help you start putting this into action the way that I do this for a living. So there's more details about that in the description, but if you have any questions, let me know. Like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.